What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at 9,263. We're down 2.53%. And first of all, guys, just want to start off saying I'm back home. So I'm here in front of all my charts, all the different things I can look at for you guys. It was a great trip, great vacation. So for all the people who are praying for a safe trip, we're back, guys, and I really appreciate it. Got to go see my grandma. Haven't seen her in about 7 or 8 years, so it was great to be down there. The weather was beautiful. Didn't get to do much with the charting here, so that's why I was just excited to get back here with you guys. There's a lot developing with Bitcoin, and there's some key things that were taking place that I wanted to point out to you today. So if you get some from these videos, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me today. It's great to be back. I really miss just being here with you guys and looking at these charts, looking at the ebb and flow of Bitcoin and some of these other coins, because there's a lot of things happening in the charts right now, and I wanted to break them down for you. So first of all, what I want to point out here, we're going to be on the one-day chart. And guys, on the one-day chart, we had something that was very special that took place. We're trading back up above that 200-day moving average again, and we have not been back up above it since about October 26, 2019. You can see over here we ended up dropping down November 8th, 2019, and that entire time, so all November, December, and January, we were trading below this 200-day moving average, and we finally got back up above it. And what you're seeing is the trend change, guys. So we were having lower highs and lower lows coming in for 6 months until we basically had this inverted head and shoulders right here, and that was the pattern that started to push us up in this uptrend. And now what I'm paying a lot of attention to is this green trend line. I want to continue to see this uptrend take place, and I also want to stay up above our 20, our 40, our 50, and our 200-day moving average. And if you guys don't know, in purple here, this is our 20 EMA. In orange, we have our 40 EMA, and in pink here, we have our 50 moving average. Then in white, we have that 200-day moving average, which is really important for longer-term investors. They want to see us trading up above that. So now, guys, we need to treat that as support. It's so important that we do not drop back below that 200-day moving average, because that would show that we didn't have the strength to continue to trade up above it. And I also, guys, want to see this trend line continue to be respected. Now, it's a little bit steeper of a trend line. If we get out our trend line angle and we go from the bottom here, we're looking at roughly about 51%. Traditionally, you'll look at these trend lines and they'll be around 45% or even a little bit less. The steeper they are, the more prone they are to break. So that's one thing right now. We're a little bit steeper than normal here on this trend line, and that is a cause for concern because they can break easier. And then when they break out of steep ones like that, you can really have a sharp drop to the downside, but we're not there yet. You can see each time when we came up here and tested this 200-day moving average, we came back down, found support off this trend line. We also set a higher low, then we came up and set a higher high. So for me, it's about staying up above this 200-day moving average as well as this previous high at around $8,900. We don't want to lose $8,900, guys, because that would show that we didn't have the strength to continue this move. And what also needs to happen is continued volume. We need more swelling of the volume as we continue this uptrend. Whenever you start a new uptrend, it really needs to be accompanied by volume. Volume's the number one thing, because without that volume, it can't sustain the uptrend. So whenever you see an uptrend and volume's really weak, guys, a lot of the times it will just start rolling back over. So it's going to be important that we start putting in even more volume than what we have right here. But it's great to see us trading up above all four of these moving averages right in here, guys. And what I want to do is also go into some indicators and just take a look and see what we're looking like here, because I haven't really looked at Bitcoin in about 3 or 4 days, so I have a fresh set of eyes on it right now. And guys, if you hear some noise in the background, that's my little man. He's pounding on my office right now. He's all excited to be back home, so just bear with me. But in terms of the RSI, we are at 63 right now. And you can see we almost have kind of what's like a triple top here on our RSI. If we pull this up, so we ended up getting to around 68, we came up to 70, we hit it again, and now it's looking like we're heading back down a little bit. So we do want to pay attention to this potential triple top up here on the RSI. Guys, what I like to play is 80 or more as overbought in the cryptocurrency space than anything under 20 in that oversold category. But what I'm looking at is a trend line off this RSI, and this is where I'd like to see a bounce off of. So what we're going to go is from our low, and what we're going to try to do here, guys, is get as many touches as possible. So that's what we're going to be looking for, and it'd probably be roughly about right there, guys. We're going to have a touch here, we're going to have a touch here, we're going to have a touch here. So there's at least 3 touches there that we're going to pay attention to. Some people would even move this over a little bit more and say that we could get 4 touches out of that. maybe right in that range. You're going to have a little bit of drop here, but this is the trend line that we would want respected. So if we are to pull back down into this area, we would want to bounce off this trend line. And what I like to do for RSIs, I really like to play trend line breaks with them. It's so important because a lot of the times, guys, to the upside as well as the downside, when you can get one of those trend line breaks on the RSI, you can really run hard, fast, and aggressive to either the upside or the downside. And you can see on the RSI, guys, just like a move back here, we went from 29 all the way up to 66, and it happened very fast, almost in a straight line. And that's just how this market moves, and that's why we're in this market. But it's also why you have to plan and prepare and use those stop losses. It's really important to use stop losses in this game, guys. Otherwise, you can definitely get crushed, and I don't want to see that happen to anybody, because we know in Bitcoin the price can go up or down $2,000 in a day. It just is what it is. Now, in terms of the MACD, we are in the positive here, and the histogram starting to turn a little bit more neutral here. We had our bullish cross up here, but it was short-lived, guys. You see how we came down here. We had a bearish cross. We popped back up. Now we're having a bullish cross, but it's not showing the most strength right now. So the MACD is really not telling me a ton. I'm not going to pay a huge amount of attention to it. This on the MACD, you can also draw a trend line as well. So we could draw from here, maybe go up there, and we'll want to see if that's respected. So that's something that we could look at as well, and you can just draw a rough trend line on that. And then what I wanted to point out to you guys was our stock RSI on the 1 day. And on our stock here, we're at 81 and 86, and we're starting to get a little bit of a downward cross here. So there's a few things that are telling us we may have a slight pullback here and a potential retest of this previous high down here around $8,900. That's always a possibility. And guys, when we're looking at candlesticks, what you'd see right here, and our close isn't for almost another 11 hours or so, so it's not something I'm putting a lot of credit in right now. But as of right now, if we were to close like this, guys, this would be a bearish engulfing candle. As you can see, it engulfed the previous day's candle, and that would also happen at resistance there around 9,608, and that's what we're going to need to get over next. Because you got to think about it, when we're in this short-term uptrend like we are now, making higher highs and higher lows, that's what you want to see continue. So we need to get through $9,600, and once we break through that, we would want to have that then act as support. So any resistance you want to turn into support, and then the next area we try to get up to is 10,946, then up to 12,921. But this is an area, guys, I just want to continue to see this uptrend continue to form, because what you look for in trends, a lot of times if you can make it to 4 weeks, they will want to continue in that direction. They don't always have to continue in that direction, but they'll want to continue in the direction of the trend, and that's how trends start: short term, intermediate term, and longer term. So we're trying to take this from a shorter term uptrend here into an intermediate term uptrend, and then into a longer term uptrend, just like what we had here in this downtrend, almost 6 months. So we called it a mix between an intermediate and a long term downtrend that we finally broke out of with a trend line break. Remember how we had these channels in here? We had a trend line on the top, trend line on the bottom, and we actually broke out of that channel. So that was something that was extremely important for us, that we got that trend line break and it came on a little bit more volume here. So that was really important for us. But that's what I like to watch for these candles, guys, and paying attention to the buying and selling. It can tell you so much. Next, I wanted to go into the 4-hour time frame and dig into this. And we're also going to kind of look at this trend line. We can probably adjust it a little bit. But you can see, guys, this inverted head and shoulders very clearly here on the 4 hours. So we got pushed down. Here was our left shoulder. We came up. Here was our head. Here was our right shoulder there. Had some increased volume. We started to make that nice move to the upside, and we've been putting in those higher highs and higher lows. And right now, even on the 4 hour, we're up above our 20, our 40, our 50, and our 200-day or our 200 moving average on the 4 hour time frame. So we definitely want to see this 50 and this 200 continue to hold, guys, and that would be support at around $8,600 if we do go back down here and test this 200 moving average on the 4 hour. And then I would also look at this 50, which is within this trend line here, and that's going to be around $8,839. So it's really important that we continue, guys, to break through these resistances, turn them into support, and make nice strong moves to the upside. That's the key. We don't want to start breaking down through this trend line, guys, because that would show that the trend could potentially be changing in the short term. So, guys, that's what I wanted to bring to you today. I appreciate you all being here with me today. Missed you guys. It's great to be back. I'm happy to have my setup and my desk at home and everything like that. But overall, it was a beautiful trip. Had some nice weather. We had about 4 days where it was beautiful sunshine, and a couple days that were cloudy, but we got to swim and just enjoy some time. So just grateful for that, guys. Happy to be back with you. God bless each and every one of you. If you get some from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Take care, my friends. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.